Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of This Is My Life. So, we all have those stories about our first boyfriend, first girlfriend, and they seem to be the story that lives in our head forever because that's always the one you're never going to forget, especially in my situation. So, I wasn't allowed to date until I graduated from high school. So, one day I went to the movie theater and I went to see American Pie. It's 1999. I was 18 years old at the time, still in high school because I got held back in third grade. I would be graduating at 19. And I saw this one guy just like kept looking at me, and I'm like, okay. Then when I left the theater, he tried to talk to me, and I completely ignored him. Well, when I went to hang out with my one friend, she lived in a trailer park. She introduced me to her friend. And it happened to Ben, the guy I saw at the movie theater. And she goes, "Oh, you guys would make a cute couple." And I said, "Well, I'm not allowed to date." She goes, "Well, you can keep it private and just, hang out when you come over and visit." So that's what I did. I would have my dad drive me over to the trailer park my friend lived in just so I could hang out with this guy. And this guy he was a smoker. I have nothing against people that smoke it, but I was young, okay? I didn't want to be around it. And he acts stupid, too. And I'm like, what am I getting myself into? Well, anyways, after a month of us hanging out, I decided, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be with this guy, okay? Now I understand why my parents don't want me dating. So he called my house, and my mom knew that he was my friend. And I was on the phone, and I told him, you know what? I got to break up with you. Okay? I'm young. I don't want to be dealing with drugs. I don't want to be dealing with alcohol. I don't want to be dealing with anything because he was older than me. He was, I think, 23 at the time. Yeah, he was 23. I believe 23. Yeah. And I was legal age. I was 18. So. And I hung up on him. When shortly after I hung up on him, phone rang again. It was his brother. And his brother said to me, Are you happy with what you've done? And I'm like, what? Goes, yeah, my brother OD'd because of what you did to him. Here I am, shocked, confused, and I'm thinking to myself, I just caused somebody to take their own life. So I hung up. I was crying. Because I thought that I had caused this person to just end it all. I felt bad, and I'm like, my mom didn't understand what I was crying about, and I couldn't explain to her what I was crying about, and I didn't even understand it myself. Phone rings again, like a couple hours later. It's the brother, telling me that his brother's in the hospital because of me. And I'm still in tears, literally like losing it because I believe that I caused this person to do this. So I just spent that day just completely lost in my head for what was going on. And I just stayed by the phone waiting to hear something back. Because I'm like, please, God, don't let this person, pass away because of something stupid I did. The phone rang again. It was the brother. So I'm like, okay, give me some good news. Give me some good news. He was laughing in the phone. And I heard somebody else laughing. It was him and my ex-boyfriend laughing. They pulled the dirtiest, sickening joke on me. The brother never OD'd. It was all a sick joke because I broke up with his ass. Now that is disgusting. And that's why I will never forget my first boyfriend. How could somebody be that immature to do that to a person? Have me worrying that I caused somebody to do this to themselves, and it was all a joke. Well, here's what did happen. In 2004, and I didn't believe it at first, he did end up getting a bad batch of drugs, and he's no longer with us. So, of course, when his brother told me that, I didn't believe him. I hung up on him. So, yeah. So that is the story of my first boyfriend. Yeah. Biggest fucking mistake I ever made. Yeah. What's your thought on that? What him and his brother did to me?